Hi everyone, welcome to this second video, and today I thought I'd bring a little bit of the outdoors to everyone. So it's quite pleasant, if a little chilly, here in the sun with the chickens. Today we're taking a look at the Cobham rudiment as a result of Henry leaving a comment on yesterday's YouTube video. In terms of drum set vernacular, it's not really a rudiment per se, but it's a figure that's credited to drum pioneer Billy Cobham, and sometimes also referred to as a Cobham triplet, because it's frequently played in that sort of setting. Basically, it's 4 notes played as single strokes, with the first 2 notes played at twice the speed of the second 2. So in terms of it being a triplet, you would be feeling those first 2 notes as 16th note triplets and the second 2 as 8th note triplets. So 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. You might play that as a 1-bar fill in a shuffle setting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A great challenge, if you've never tried it, is to also practice that leading with the opposite hand. It's deceptively difficult. In fact, what you need in order to achieve that is to be able to play a 3-stroke ruff in either hand, because essentially the Cobham triplet, or Herta as it's sometimes referred to, is a 3-stroke ruff with another single stroke played on the end. So as I say, if you can play those both ways, it stands you in good stead to be able to lead that with either hand. And also, a great challenge with this is to, well, firstly, move it through a 16th note rate. So we're going to play it through 1 bar of 4/4. We're going to play 4 of those figures up into beat 4, which is just going to be single strokes, and it will sound like this: 1, 2, 3 and a 4 E and a. Another related figure that I encountered fairly recently, played by the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold, is this figure where you just add another note onto the end, which causes it to change hands, like this. So essentially, you've got that 3-stroke ruff, and now we've got 2 notes on the end. And what we can do with that previous 4/4 phrase with the 16th notes is we can play that on beat 4, and it forces it to switch hands like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. So I think this would be a good point for us to head indoors and try some of this on the kit. Alright, so back indoors, hands still freezing cold thanks to Reynolds, but hopefully they'll warm up shortly. Let's just take a look at some of those previous ideas on the kit. So the basic Cobham triplet in that shuffle setting, so playing 1 per drum as a 1-bar fill. now the idea of playing it through a 16th note rate. So 3, 4. Or in a double time rock setting. You could also break the figure up between different drums. Sounds quite effective if you put the two faster notes on the toms. Another one I recall stealing from Dave Weckl was this one where you play first 2 notes on the tom, 3rd note on the splash, the 4th note on the snare. And a final challenge is where you move the rough to the 2nd note instead of the 1st, which requires, if you're starting it in your right hand, for you to play the 3-stroke rough leading with your left. So it's quite a challenging figure. So it becomes this. So there you go, a bit of an insight into the Cobham triplet, or Herta as it's sometimes known, and a few ideas for putting on the kit and perhaps practicing it on a pad. So any comments you've got, please leave them below, along with any suggestions for things you'd like to take a look at. And I'll catch up with you on tomorrow's video.